Have you ever thought about where your produce comes from? Most grocery chains receive produce from various local and national farmers. In fact, there are about 3.4 million farmers in the United States today. But of that staggering number, only 45,000 are Black farmers. At the Better Buggy, we are a proud group of Atlanta-based Black-owned farmers, selling produce locally and nationwide. Our easy-to-navigate online platform makes it easy for you to make a one-time purchase or to simplify your life by subscribing to our weekly produce box. Whichever frequency you choose, you can order with confidence, knowing you'll receive 100% organic farm-fresh produce. If you're looking for a thoughtful gift for a loved one that they'd actually find useful, be sure to pop by our online store where you can snag a gift card your recipient can use to order their own produce and t-shirts. Ready to start supporting local Black-owned farms and making healthier food decisions? Visit thebetterbuggy.com now to start shopping.
Ladies and gentlemen, this came out in the Daily Beast, and I have the same question. What is Rachel Dolezal doing in a documentary about Black beauty? Oh, wow. My question is, who's inviting her to be in this when it's about Black beauty? You know, this is just absolutely ridiculous. In a film about Black beauty, societal pressures in today's cultures and stereotypes that Black women have been pigeonholed into for centuries. Centuries, not decades, centuries. Perhaps one of the latest people you expect to appear on your screen would be Rachel Dolezal. But there she was, the infamous race faker, in a new documentary, Subjects of Desire, by director Jennifer Holness, and it premieres on SXSW. Dolezal sparked national outrage and this was 2015, when her own parents outed her. Remember, it was no one in the Black community that outed her. Should have been outed by one of us, but it was her own parents that came forward and they spoke about her faking being Black. So it was uncovered, and despite presenting herself as a Black woman, she was in fact white. So her cameo in the predominantly Black film is a head scratcher, especially when she weighs in on feeling scared of white men. What? And feeling that she has been forced into a white mold. Wholeness agrees that it may seem like an out of left field decision, but explains that if her film was going to examine appropriation and beauty standards shifting to include that commonly associated with Black features such as curvy bodies and full lips, Dolezal had to be included. I don't agree with that decision. I don't believe she needed to be included at all, especially when you're speaking on something pertaining to Black women, real Black women. Okay, it wasn't a commercial thought, she tells the Daily Beast. It wasn't like I thought, oh my God, if I put her in, it'll be controversial. No, not that at all. I'm doing a film on Black women and beauty. And this was the first time that I've come across a white woman pretending to be Black for 10 years when there wasn't a massive financial benefit. The standard of beauty historically have been white, and that has been protected and upheld. So someone who has that standard, she's blonde, has freckles and green eyes, and stepped away from that, there's something there. That's not to say that Wholeness doesn't find what Rachel Dolezal did to be problematic, but she says her credit Dolezal is still living, by all accounts, as a Black woman, despite of the hate that Dolezal describes being subjected to. I would say since then, I've had just shaming and ridicule, Dolezal said in the documentary. I've been called an insult to white women and an insult to black women. White women are angry because I did what they never would do and went further. Like I put 110. Um, I didn't just be that white ally and do a little bit. I canceled my white privilege. I canceled my hair. You can't do that, Rachel. Physically, you still have that hair. For Black women, I feel like it's a reaction to pain. It's like a trigger to post traumatic stress. When it comes down to white men, that's the group that I am the most scared of on a level of threat because that's that mostly the white supremacy folks she adds. Okay, well, I see what she's saying. Most of the white supremacists tend to be white males. That's what she's saying. All right. So Dolezal was forced to resign from a leadership position at our local NAACP chapter and was let go from her job at Eastern Washington University. So she was an adjunct professor in Africana Studies. Due to the scandal, now makes a living from her hair braiding business. Isn't that still culture appropriation? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Wow. She recalls in the documentary how her first husband, a black man named Kevin Moore, whom she married in 2000, tried to force her into a white mold, which caused her spirit to be repressed. He would make comments about how no white woman has that kind of butt. You need to get a respectable white butt. Her husband was telling her, she says. Okay, so she was trying to be a black woman around her black husband, and he didn't like that mess. He wanted her to be a white woman. Mm-mm-mm. Dolezal, only a footnote to wholeness, deep divine into Black beauty and the layers surrounding the topic, framing the film around the 50th anniversary of the Miss Black America beauty pageant in 2018. Established in 1968, the pageant was held directly in opposition of Miss America pageant that initially had rules, yeah, where they just want white women to be the winner of the pageant. I was never in. You know what? I watched it a few times as a child. By the time I became a teenager, I wasn't even interested in those pageants anymore. I wouldn't even watch them. So, okay. So while the rules was abolished in 1950, it wouldn't be until 1970 that a black woman entered the beauty pageant. Kept black women out. Yeah, you can keep dismissing us as far as I'm concerned. I ain't trying to be around none of it. Some of the women competing in the pageant, Ryan Richards, um, Alexandra German, and okay, so they're just naming some of the few black women that were sprinkled in. But, Richardson went on to be crowned the year as a winner. So, I mean, that's all fine and good if you're talking about black women. To be honest with you, I still think they could have made this documentary without including Rachel Dolezal. That's just my opinion. You could have talked about black beauty pageants and and how black women set the tone for not only beauty standards but fashion. We're probably the most copied people on the face of the earth, and you could have went in that direction. But Rachel Dolezal, I'm sorry. I mean, I hear what she's saying, but I'm not feeling you on that. I'm not feeling you. Wholeness shares that she was inspired to make the film as a result of her three teenage daughters. hearing their experiences and thought about beauty compared to when she was growing up. She remembers how she used to be teased about the size of her lips, but now her daughter's white friends praise their naturally full lips. Yeah, well, that's not really impressive. It's not. I mean, it's not really impressive, you know? Well, y'all, you're going to have to tell me how you feel. I still say she could have done this documentary without Rachel Dolezal being involved in it. I don't feel that she was a necessity, because at the end of the day, she might want to be and live out her life as a black woman. But when the going gets tough, she can take off the kinky wig and walk back over to the white side. At the end of the day, she still has that ability. But y'all, please tell me what you think. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.